Well, hello and welcome. Tim Cooper here. I thought I would change up a bit and come on at a different time of day or night. It's actually evening here in Australia, just to sort of cater for the different time zones around the world. And look, just want to touch base with you and go, yes, your business has no doubt been impacted. I've been talking to a lot of people who said, this time last week there wasn't any sort of real impact felt, but this week things have slowed down a bit as people have stopped going to see massage therapists and naturopaths and that sort of stuff. And that business isn't the only one that's been impacted. People who are out there on the road doing sales calls, there's people don't want to have strange people coming into their businesses they don't want to go face to face with the salesman and that sort of stuff, but they still need the product. So we don't know how long these isolation measures are going to last for. We don't know whether it's going to be weeks or months. Like I just saw something in the Australian press today saying that the government expects these measures to be in place until October, but are they going to be in place at their current level? There's also good news coming out of China that as of today there was no new confirmed cases reported. So, I mean, there's good news, there's bad news, and there's no news, so to speak. So, what are we going to do? Because as I said, we don't know how long this is going to go on for. Most of us are now sort of stuck at home either through self-imposed isolation or because businesses have been forced to suspend business, and but people still need the products and services, and so it's up to us to pivot and adapt. And I do have notes here because I'm finding as I get older I do forget things, and also because I've just got so much I want to share with you. I want to keep these lives short and to the point, that I don't go rambling and falling down rabbit holes. So that's why I've got the notes here, just to keep me on point, on task, to get the information across as clearly and succinctly and concisely as possible for you. So you're not sitting here 3 hours later going, get on with it, Tim. And once again, if you're watching this live, please put in hashtag live. If you're watching this on replay, please put in hashtag replay. Any questions, you know where to put them. Okay, so basically what we've got to do is we've got to look at ways to repackage our skills, our knowledge and our experience. We've got to look at alternatives to how can we bring our products and services to our consumers, to our customers, to our clients, while we're still under these restrictions where we can't get face to face. And also how can we sort of take the stuff that we did face to face and maybe do that sort of stuff online, electronically, or whatever. And I'll share with you. I actually do have some good stuff here, and I'm going to share a couple of resources from a couple of colleagues of mine as well, and I'll share that at the end. I don't want to share it now because you'll go clicking off, and then you won't hear what I have to say. So, what I would suggest that you do is that you start to build new channels of income. And if you've been following my stuff for any period of time, I'm always talking about building multiple channels of income, multiple revenue streams. You should never have all your eggs in one basket. But once again, not to spread yourself so fine that you sort of your eggs are so spread that you can't even see them all and you don't know what's happening. So you've got to have something solid to base yourself off, and then you can sort of come out from there. Okay, so how can you take your current expertise and your knowledge and your experience and repackage that in a way that you can deliver to your audience, to your clients, to your customers in a way that they feel safe, that they're not being infringed upon, that they're not going to get infected, and that you can just keep your business ticking over? Because, guys, as I said in a previous slide, there's going to be two types of people who come out of this. There's going to be the businesses who go home, shut the doors and go, well, that was a bad experience. The world's come to an end. And there's going to be people who say, okay, well, this is bad, but, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? This isn't going to be around forever. And we've got to live between now and then, and how we're going to do that, okay? So obviously, a lot of you guys know about video. Like, this is video, right? So I'm sharing my expertise, knowledge, and experience with you via Facebook Live, and this is one thing that you can do in a group situation. So you could even do this you can set up a Facebook group and do group meditation. So people can just sort of tune into your Facebook group. You can go on live and you can actually conduct the meditation that you would normally do in a group in person scenario. You can actually do that via Facebook. Same deal with yoga. Like if you're a yoga instructor and you don't want a room full of people in close contact, sweating and carrying on as they're holding their poses, you can do that yoga class via a Facebook Live, and that's probably the cheapest, most efficient. Most people know how to access Facebook Live, and they can just tune in. They can see what you're doing and follow your instructions. And that would happen with any sort of group coaching or group mentoring, or anything that you're doing in a group situation. You can just bring online. Okay, that's a very easy transition. If you want to sort of take some time out now, maybe there's a course that you've been thinking about. And courses, guys, I mean, you don't have to be an expert at anything. You just got to be 2 or 3 steps ahead. People prefer to learn from people who are walking the walk and actually learning it. Like the days of the guru on the hill, they're gone. People are so skeptical. People aren't looking for experts and gurus. People are looking just for people who just know a little bit more than them, know 1 or 2 chapters ahead. And so that opens up a whole new door for you. Like, you've got expertise. Everybody has got something to teach somebody. Everybody's got a skill, knowledge, and experience that people want to learn. So just look at what you can do now. That can either be for your peers, so it could be a training on how to teach other people in your industry to do things, or it could be for the general public, for the consumer, like education exercises, that sort of stuff that the consumer can do, right? Once again, and once you make these things digitally, they're there forever, right? So there's no delivery cost. You set it up, you stick it up on a membership site, and they just download it, and then everything just goes along very nicely. Now the point is that sometimes you may need to upgrade things, but the point is that, once again, like doing an update video, just bringing out some fresh information isn't a big task. But once it is built, it's there and it's delivering. People can come on using e-commerce, PayPal, Stripe, pay whatever amount, and because you're going out to general public, you don't have to charge a lot, and you're going to start getting some money flowing in. If you don't want to go to the extent of a fully blown online course, you could even sort of do an email drip. Okay, so you can actually set up 5 or 6 emails, just text emails and text them out either every day or every second day or every week, just with information on how to do things. And once again, you could charge it like a small amount for that. Okay, so that's once again just sharing information and just getting it out there in different ways. So you've got the sort of the full blown course, you've got the streaming, and you've got email drips. I said, coming back to my notes. I said, and your mini courses can be as complex as full video lessons with the worksheet. So you go for a full-blown course or just something very, very simple. Writing guides, worksheets, workbooks, checklists, white papers, forms like office forms, that sort of stuff, business forms, and selling those. Like, for years, since 2004, I've been selling my massage forms. So I designed those massage forms back in 2004, and I've been selling them ever since, right? I don't have a Lamborghini, I don't have a big house. Once again, it's been some nice little side income. And if you have these little side incomes coming in, the more you have, it all sort of adds up. Once again, if you're watching this live, please put in #live. Watching this on replay, please put in #replay. And for my friends on YouTube, where the replay will be happening, just hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Okay. And you can go all the way through to ebooks as well. So if there's something that everyone's got a book inside them, right? There's like 3 covers behind here, but most of those were transcripts from a summit. But the point is that I definitely plan to write a number of ebooks this year, and they don't have to be long. Even 35 pages you can put up on Kindle and start to sell for, or depending on the information, you can sell them for 99 cents, you can sell them for $9.99. So you create a 10,000, 15,000 word document, and as long as it's quality, and put it up there and well formatted. Once again, there are people out there making a lot of money doing these short ebooks on Amazon. So that's another way. Okay. Now the thing is that you go to this work and they're done. How long is it going to take you to write a 10,000, 15,000 word document? Well, that depends on you. But no, once again, you are looking around about the 25 to 35 page mark. So if you could write 3 or 4 pages a day, probably within a week, with a bit of editing, you've got something to publish. Of course, you want something of quality because your name's going on it. It's your reputation at stake there. You want a good quality cover as well, because if you don't have a good quality cover, people aren't even going to look at the content. So, but ebooks and that sort of stuff, I said there's people out there earning 5 figures a month just by writing these short little ebooks. That's a good thing. Now, once you've done this, it's there, right? So you write it and you set it up, and then you move on to the next one. You write that, you set it up, and you can set up these single little income streams a year, and one might bring in $50 a month, one might bring in $500 a month, one might bring in $2,000 a month, but they all add up into this kitty. And once you're done, once you've done the work is there. And when the world returns to normal, right, which is going to happen this year, right? For all the reports going out there, the world is going to return to normal in 2020. But there is going to be, like just because they get on top of the coronavirus, then they've got to get on top of the economy, right? So you've got these things in place to supplement your income while you're building the momentum back into your business. Okay, and I think now is the time for you to take the opportunity to start building these things, because when you're in clinic or when you're in your business and you're dealing with people and doing the stuff you need to do to deliver what you need to deliver, you don't have time to do all this other stuff. I understand that. You don't have time to work on your website. You don't have time to work on your SEO. You don't have time to work on these other bits and pieces that can really bring in a good chunk of money for you with very little effort after. Like, it takes effort to obviously make it, but once it's up there, it's up there. So what I'm saying is that once you do this work and you get it ticking over, there's going to be an ongoing income stream for you indefinitely, right? Indefinitely. Okay, so it's really, really worthwhile. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of other resources. Once again, thank you for joining. Saying if you are joining live, put in #live. If you joined late, after we finish and replay, go back and sort of watch the other tips that I spoke about before you joined. Okay. And I spoke about the group stuff over Facebook. I think Facebook Live is a good one, or you can do it over Zoom. If you've got a Zoom account, you can do it over Zoom, but probably Facebook Live is best. It's free, and most people know how to use it. Okay, so I want to talk to you about a couple of resources that I'm sure you'll find interesting, because now talking to the massage therapists here amongst us is that you say, I'm going to bring my business online, but how on earth am I going to bring my business online? My massage therapist, like, I've got to get face to face. I've got to rub people, right? Well, my good friend and colleague Vicki Marsh from the massage business school did an amazing Facebook Live earlier today or yesterday. I'm not sure about time zones now, about how to bring your business online. Now, Vicki's been a big support to Gail Wood and myself in our summit. She has presented every year, and she is amazing. And she always thinks outside the box, and that's what I really like about Vicki's stuff, is that she is so inventive and intuitive. So she did this amazing Facebook Live. I'll put the link underneath the in the comments, and you can watch it at your leisure. But in that Facebook Live, she actually talks about things that you can do via Zoom or Facebook or whatever to consult with clients and to even screen them and instruct them on how to use stuff. Obviously, you can't massage them through the computer, but there are things you can actually do in a consult and earn money. And it was a very, very good Facebook Live, so I recommend you go and see that. The other thing too is that my summit co-host, Gail Wood, is currently running a 30-day ebook challenge, taking you through the process of writing an ebook. Very, very, I mean, it's not hard, especially when you've got your knowledge. You just got to know how to bring it out, right? And that's what this is all about. So I'll put a link underneath that. And then, of course, later on today, well, depending on where you are in the world, I suppose if you're in the States, it's going to be this evening. If you're in Australia, it's going to be tomorrow. If you're in Europe, it's probably going to be tomorrow. I'm not sure. Anyway, or maybe later on tonight. But I'm doing a free Facebook Live on on just some tweaks that you can do to your website to really boost it up and to make it strong, to make the search engines happy, to show that you are meeting the requirements of Google's new, well, it's not so new, it's about 2 years old now, but meeting Google's requirement of EAT, expertise, authority, and trust, as well as a few other bits and pieces that we know that the search engines rank and judge you on. And if you sort of address that, there's a good chance that your site will come up the search engines. So if you do this now, and then by the time Google goes through its stuff and does all its indexing and everything else, by the time the world comes back to normal and everybody's back at work, then hopefully your website has gone up in the rankings in the meantime. So I'll put a link underneath that as well. Once again, it is time now to think to the future, that you've got to have things in place. You've got to have those, you now more than ever, knowing that once the things are gone with the coronavirus, that we're still going to have an economic crisis on our hands. Well, not a crisis, but we're definitely going to have an economic situation on our hands. And basically, the more income streams that you've got coming in on autopilot that take very little or no time, on top of you getting back to work and doing your hands-on work, you're going to be in a much better state moving forward, a much better place moving forward. And now you've got the time to focus on it. So, fine, put your feet up, relax for a couple of days, have a rest. But at some point, you've got to get back to business, because the world will get back to normal. Businesses will reopen. People will still need you. So let's try to keep everything sort of ticking over between now and then. I wish you all the best. I look forward to getting on live tomorrow morning. I'm getting on live in about 14, 13, 12, about 12 hours. 12 hours from now, I'll be on. Okay. But once again, catching us on the replay, please put a hashtag replay. Got any questions, please stick them in the comments. If you're catching us on YouTube, please hit the little thumbs up and also subscribe, and check out those links underneath for those other amazing resources from Vicki, Gail, and also a link to my live coming up with the website makeover. Okay, guys, take care.